Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome to a new episode and an especially warm welcome here into my little editing studio. This is where I spend my time editing the YouTube videos and doing all the social media work. And today I figured that we should start a Q&A episode because we have been home in Sweden for 5 months, and since we have just posted the Haul Out episode and Getting Back to Sweden episode, we have gotten a lot of questions. Questions about what it feels like to be home, what are our future plans, and just our general thoughts about sailing and coming back like this. So to give you like a real live update, I guess, here we are answering your questions. And starting with the most asked question: how does it feel to be back on land? And to tell you the truth, at first it felt super strange. It was so weird trying to adapt to this like more normal life. We had been living the sailor's life with like no one but the weather to dictate where and when we should go for 2.5 years. And getting back into the rhythm of having more normal jobs and just being in one place at one time, it felt super strange. Just as strange as it did the other way around when we left 2.5 years ago. But it also feels really good. It's super nice to be close to family and friends. We really missed like being part of birthdays and Christmas and family gatherings when we were away. And to be able to be part of that again, it's really good. And it's also very nice to not constantly be on the move. We had a lot of sailing hours in like the last months there, sometime like mid-June, all the way until we arrived in Sweden in September. We were constantly in a hurry because of the weather, and we were kind of tired of that. So being able to stay in one place, that really helps to like sort out all the impressions that we have, all the things we have experienced. And I actually think that being here makes us appreciate that a lot more. We have also gotten a lot of questions about things that we appreciate more now than we did before we left. So one of the things that might sound really silly is this. I never appreciated having washing machines close by before, but this is actually one of the things that I feel is the most luxury. Having a room like this where we have laundry machine and a dryer where we can also hang the clothes, it's such a different from like boat life where you have to find somewhere to do the laundry. You often do all the clothes at once, making it take a lot of time, and also you have clothes in the boat, in the entire boat, for days afterwards. So this is so nice to have. Another thing I really appreciate is a thing like this. Just getting out of the house, getting onto my bike and biking out to the grocery store. Compared to the sailing life where it's kind of a big project to do groceries. You often do groceries in a store that you haven't visited before. It's in a language that you most likely don't really understand, and you never know what things you will find. So it's a really nice change and definitely something I didn't appreciate before. But being able to go to the grocery store and just knowing that most likely they have the stuff that I'm looking for, and also I know where to find everything. It's like I know my store. And that is a really nice feeling. Well, it might sound silly when I'm saying it like this, but it really is the small things that goes unnoticed before that you really appreciate coming back to this like normal life. But one of the things that is not so silly is how this trip has affected our way of thinking when it comes to the environment. We have been to all these really beautiful places, and a lot of them are like littered with old garbage and plastic waste. And seeing that, it's really hard to not affect your own thoughts, and we really try to change the way we're living. We have become a lot better now than we were before our sailing trip on like thinking about our waste, trying to reduce it, trying to buy eco-friendly or natural products where it's possible, just to try to do our part in helping the environment and building a better future for the planet. Well, I'm back in the office because the next question is about what we are doing now. And I guess you can see this question in two ways. First being that, what are we doing in life? And I'm pretty sure we haven't really figured that out yet. It's been very life-changing to come back like this, trying to fit into a normal life again, where someone else dictates what we should do. And so we are mostly just trying to figure out a good balance between work, boat, house, and family and friends and everything that is going on. And it's been more challenging than maybe what we thought. We have also taken a well-needed break from the boat these past months. It's been no fun at all to go down to the marina and do boat work, both because we were kind of tired of the boat and when we left her, and also because we are in the stage where we have emptied her of almost all the things. There's still a few more things that we should take out, but it's been so rainy and so windy most of the winter. So we haven't really felt motivated to put our time into that. As spring arrives, we have started to gain a lot more energy to actually go down to the marina. It feels much more tempting now as the temperature is getting a bit higher. So maybe soon we are back to boat work and getting Linnea back to shape. But I guess you can also ask this question wondering what we do in our work life. And Marcus is back to engineering. He has a real job where he makes real money. And I'm here, at least part-time. We have decided that we should continue putting some time and effort into our YouTube channel and trying to make a business where we could make money while out sailing in the future. So that's why I'm working on a new project where we will be able to share all the experience that we have got from this trip with anyone who's interested.
It's been a couple of windy days here in Malmö, so yeah, we thought it was time to get down to Linnea.
Wonder what the ducks were doing there in the middle of like the house area.
Yeah, between the houses. It's not their normal habitat, more close to the marina, I think. The location of the house is pretty neat, actually. We have only 15 minutes bicycle way to the boat, and that's really convenient. Bicycle is really the thing in Malmö. You can really get around everywhere, and it's really fast and convenient. So yeah, we use the bicycles quite a lot here, and feels pretty good for the environmental aspect as well. The weather the past couple of days has been just amazing. You can really feel that the spring is coming, and yeah, just look, the sun is out and it's around 5 to 10 degrees, and today it's especially nice since it's no wind. So hopefully there's a lot of people in the marina fixing with their boats, crawling out from the caves from the winter, and yeah, the spring is in the air.
So nice. If it wouldn't have been that your fingers are freezing on filming like this, you could almost believe it's summer.
Summer is a bit too early, I think.
But I think it looks a bit summery on the camera.
Yeah, it is summerish.
And there she is. 15 minutes to get here, including all the filming. Hello, Boaty! It's been such a long time since I was here the last time. I think it was like before Christmas.
I'm really pleased with this winter cover. Doesn't chafe or anything like that, so it's a really convenient type of cover actually, and the sun goes through a bit, so it's pretty light and okay, like work environment under the cover.
And dry.
And dry. Feels really good to be back on Linnea, even if she's on land. And yeah, I can take the opportunity to answer the question if we miss the lifestyle. And as Emmy said, at first we didn't. We needed a break, really. But now when we're here and the spring is coming and all the flowers and stuff is coming up and it's green and lush again and you can really feel the warmth from the sun, we really miss it again. We needed a break, but now I think it's time to like set new plans. And another thing that we really miss with the lifestyle is to be like bosses of our own time. Now, since we are both working again, it's harder to get time for everything. Family, friends, house and boat. And combined all that stuff, it's a bit harder than it was before when we were just sailing full time. So we really miss sailing full time since we had more time for ourselves and more time for sailing. But we really need to find that balance, and now when spring is coming, I think it's time to just set time and date and just figure it out.
She looks so much nicer now that I haven't been here for a while. Last time I was here, she mostly looked like a big project, but now I think she looks more like our boat again. Most likely there won't be any sailing for us this summer. We simply have too many projects and not enough time to get them done. And since we used our savings to sail around the Atlantic, actually we could use a bit more money before we can tackle all those projects as well. But the list is long, and maybe, hopefully, we could get Linnea back in the water like by the end of the summer or maybe in the fall. We just have to start somewhere and see how long everything will take.
And on that note, what type of big projects do we have? Yeah, I'm sitting on one. We have these flexible solar panels that haven't coped with the heat and sun and UV in Trinidad especially, but also in the Caribbean, in the tropics. It's just melted away and delaminated, so we need to change those. And where I have my feet, we have the biggest project, recalking and renovating the teak deck. The caulking also in Trinidad and the tropics just melted away, and I think we can save it for at least like 5 years or so, but it needs some work and care for sure. Another big project is running and standing rigging. The running rigging is more or less worn out. We've used Dyneema, most of it, but the covers and yeah, the lines are really, really hard and yeah, worn down by the UV actually. So it's time for some change of that, and yeah, that's okay for sure. They have been sailing quite many miles, and also the standing rigging has been on Linnea for pretty many years and done some sailing as well. So I think it's time for an upgrade and some new wires and standing rigging. Another guy that's been working a lot is the windlass. It's been a couple of nights on anchor, so yeah, and maybe if you remember on the BVIs, I changed brushes on the electric motor, and there was a lot of bearings and other like parts that have to be maintained. And since it's an old windlass, it's hard to get parts for it. So I think we'll get a new one, a bit stronger one, since we like to anchor, and since it's 20 years old, I think it's done its thing now actually, and it's time for a new one. Apart from both TLC on the outside, we also have some stuff on the inside. One other big thing is, as you maybe remember, we changed the alternator in Newport to a new big Balmar alternator. But the mount on the engine didn't cope with that power and that force, so it cracked. I fixed it up with some Dyneema and other stuff when we left the Faroes. And that's been a pretty good like MacGyver type of fix, but I think it needs a proper fix and a more redundant solution. And apart from the stuff inside the boat and on the deck and the rigging, yeah, the rudder bearing has been pretty beaten down on the Viking route back home. Yeah, it's 20 years on it as well, and even if we checked it and did some maintenance on it in Trinidad, now it's time to change the rollers and the top bearing. You can really see some of the parts from the like Delrin plastic that's been like pulverizing and start to fall out from the bearing. So we have some play in the bearings, and yeah, it's time to change them. And to change the bearings, we need to pull the rudder, and since it's pretty close here, we need to dig a hole. But since they've like renewed the whole like area here on the floor or ground on the marina, we cannot dig the hole. So we have to figure out some way to pull the rudder. Maybe we have to take the crane here so they can lift Linnea and we can pull the rudder. Yeah, we have to figure something out. And the sail drive and the bellow and the shaft ceilings are also time to be changed. As you can hear, there's a lot of small and big projects, and some of them really time consuming. But yeah, Linnea deserves some TLC and love and care, and it will take the time it will take. We have a lot of different stuff we wanted to do with Linnea as well, and we have some friends and family we want to meet and see, of course, and the house needs some TLC as well. So just have to get going and fixing stuff. So I'm really eager to start all the projects.
And to answer the question that probably takes second place in the competition of the most asked questions, that is, what are our future sailing plans? And I have come up with a clever idea that the answer to that is that we have a lot of dreams, but no defined plans yet.
Yeah, I think that's the short answer. And we really want to sail more like places like Greenland and that type of like more wilderness places. So I think the northern waters here around Scandinavia is perfect waters to continue discover and explore, and I think those are the places we want to sail in like the short picture.
Yes, in the close future.
In the close future.
Like keeping close to home.
Yeah, keeping close to home and friends and family, of course, that we've been away from so much.
And missing.
And missing a lot. But we also have, bigger dreams and bigger plans. but yeah, no certain ones right
No.
now.
I think like in a 10-year perspective, it will probably be a goal to sail in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, I think that's a good 10-year plan.
Yeah. And maybe for the future, it will be cool to sail a full lap around the world.
The full circuit around the world for sure, and especially like Antarctica or southern part of the world.
Remote places.
Or the one that just makes a lot of goosebumps on you. So that's the places we want to see more of.
But that's far in the future.
Far in the future. Now I think we just
stick around here.
Stick around here, get Linnea ready as fast as possible. Of course, it has to take time, and it's okay. We've been away for a while, so it's okay that it takes time. But we want to get out on the water again, and
Linnea is definitely staying in the family.
Yeah, she's definitely staying in family. She will be part of the family for very long.
And on that note, I think we have answered all the questions that we get most often.
Yeah.
If you have any more questions, please write them in the comments, and maybe we can do one of these Q&A episodes again soon in the future. Maybe when we have started the project and do a new live update on how it's going.
Some DIY work and some boat work films. Yeah.
Yes. But until then, we will continue filming. I also have the idea that we're going to share one of the very early videos that we tried to make that we never really released. But we have some footage from when we started that I think could actually be really fun to look back at.
Yeah.
So please stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to help us and support us with keeping up doing these videos, please consider becoming a patron. It would really help us out a lot.
And thank you guys for all the support on the channel, and just nice to see you here around, and it's lovely to be part of this YouTube family together with you guys. And on that note, see you next week, and fair winds, guys.
Bye.
Bye.